So, my dear Leo, this is your full moon reading. Today, the sun is in Aquarius and the moon is in your sign, the earth in between. And so a straight line between sun and moon and earth is giving you the power now to recognize deep within what is it that you need to really look at. And Aquarius is helping you. Aquarius is giving you always the light. Aquarius is the star, and you're ruled by the sun, which is a dwarf star. And so even though this is now the shadow side of Aquarius, Aquarius is the shadow side of you. This is the 11th house of friends and friendships. You are the 5th house of joy. Together, magic can happen today, but most of all, what you're going to have to look to in this full moon reading, because it's a soul reading, it's the soul path. You have all 22 major arcanas here, and on each of the cards is a different deck that I picked one card. And just that you understand, right, the full year through you get a right spinning reading, which is, first of all, the earth spins to the right in 24 hours around its own axis, while it's spinning around the sun in 365 days, and it's also to the right. And that's your reading that you're getting throughout the year. Once a year on your full moon, you get a left spinning reading, and that is here, this circle, the wobble the earth does around its own axis. Meanwhile, while it does the spin around the sun and then around to the right, but while it spins to the right every 24 hours, it also does a wobble to the left, and that wobble is very slow. It lasts 25,800 years. And so we go backwards through the zodiac signs. And that's why you're getting today a left spinning reading. A soul reading, because the soul comes from deep within to the out, and that's to the left. And from the outside, the daily, the yearly, things that we do are from right to left, from the outside to the within, and the other one is from the within to the outside. And both of them facing the left side. Here, Aquarius is already ready to give now the water of life, the elixir of life to the water and to the earth, and itself positioned as a star. You are, with the 8, the infinite symbol above you, needing to work out your passion, your fire, your wildness. And if you unite that, then you can understand truly what is happening here through the combination of these two cards. So this is the title of this reading, and I just want you to see how important it is to recognize the sun is giving now the moon the light. It's not just a full moon reading. And the yoga position that I gave Aquarius is side plank, Santulanasana, and we reach up with our hand and our foot into the sky. Meanwhile, one hand and one foot is down on earth with the water, with the earth. And the transformation is happening here through the hexagram, through the number 6, and then here the 7 appears. In the third eye, the 7th chakra appears. For you, I gave you, of course, lion's breath, Simhasana, here where you inhale and exhale, where your mouth is, where you speak. You are challenged to really recognize these dualities as a oneness, as something that you have to find deep within yourself. Your court card is the King of Wands. He's also directed into the left spinning path. If your birthday is between July 13th and August 12th, then this is your court card. If not, please look in the description below. I have listed all the court cards. I have listed all the decks that I'm using for this reading. Altogether 22 different decks. So it's really eclectic. But this is how I can recognize if something comes back again. I mean, if a card comes up twice, right, through the fact that I am using 22 different decks. So here you are, looking like a king into the left spinning path. And your last reading, where Capricorn's Sun was actually highlighting Leo Moon, the message was, recognize that the 6x6 portal is all that you need to get what you want. So here you had the Ace of Fire, and you had the Fire, and you had Gemini, the Lovers. A message, a big message for me. Portals are when a few times the same number appears. That's for me a sign that there is something speaking to you. I'm using the numbers through the chakra system, but I also use the number through the Kabbalistic tree of life. And so sometimes things become a little bit complicated, right? So let's see. And we will begin to the left, right? So I'm beginning the reading to the left. On the position of the Fool comes the Fool. And in Rider-Waite deck, you see how he's really pointed at the left spinning cycle. Meanwhile, here at the Visconti Sforza Tarot, he's looking slightly to the right. And so the idea is that this is a state of consciousness that you feel from deep within, and that your soul is literally saying, take a step. And you did take a step, because it looks like you really took a step to be foolish enough to step off this cliff. You fell, and now you're standing up again, and you look all a little, you know, yeah, homeless, dazzled. And I think you needed that. You needed to be fearless, to step off, and to really listen to your soul that is saying, step up, step out, step down. On the position of the Magician, as you can see now, I'm putting the cards to the left. And so on the position of the Magician comes the Council, and the Council is the number 11, and this is the number 1. So you have immediately 3 times the 1, and 3 is then, of course, giving birth, or the power, to this state of consciousness that is recognizing the inspiration for you to look deep within and to hold your heart dear, because the heart is your body part. And you took that step. You took that moment of, I am stepping off. And you did. And so look what's coming. Immediately you're getting the Council. And the Council is important because Alberto Villoldo's mystical shaman oracle, right? That's the information we get, the deeper look that we get in how we can now become ourselves a magician, a shaman. And the essence here, or the invitation of the Council, is the Council has a message for you. Listen with your inner senses. The handwriting is already on the wall, so look about you and you will discern its meaning. Do not wait for further signs. Embark on the journey to love deeply, forgive sincerely, and dare greatly. Take the leap without requiring life to assure you of success. So you did. You took that step and you fell, and maybe you fell many times, but it's that saying, once you fall, you get up and you put your crown back on and you continue your path. And then you fall again and you do the same. And it's by doing that, by constantly recognizing that things are going well and then things are not going so well, is that you recognizing the game of life. Then comes on the position of the high priestess, the magician. And this state of consciousness is your intuition that is saying, let me be magic from now on. Let me be magic, because now 111 is coming here in this way. You had a 1-1 in the lower and upper energy, and now you have a 1-1-1 here in the right and left. And that's what creates the cross, right? So we have spirit and matter, and we have time and space. And so here you learn to recognize that the magician is now coming up and saying, yes, you are powerful, my dear Leo. You are, even though you're going to be in the shade for the next 2,150 years, because the age of Aquarius is coming. The age of Aquarius after the age of Pisces is coming. And you, my dear Leo, are going to be in the shadow of Aquarius. But you don't have to worry, because the sun is your inspiration. So if you connect with Aquarius, with the age of Aquarius, then you don't have to fear that you're going to be in the shadow side, because the sun is a dwarf star and the star will be above you and with you. And so then you can be a magician, and your intuition is telling you that. You know that. I have a friend who knows that. I have a Leo friend, and this message is directly for her, right? You are powerful. You are the magician. You know, intuitive, that when you're in the center of black and white, then you can create magic here on Earth. And it's really interesting, the ears, and also here it almost like looks like he also has these like ears, but it's these wings coming out of the hat, but it looks like ears, and here these pointed ears, and also the wings that come out of the council, and the council is leading you. They're here to help you on your mission, because you are the magus of power. Then on the position of the Empress, the Age of Aquarius is speaking to you. Here comes Les Étoiles, French cards, the card number 17, the 8, then you give birth to the Age of Aquarius. Even though you're going to be in the dark, you're going to be in the shadow, it doesn't matter. You are going to be reconnecting deeply to this age, and you're going to be empowered. You're going to give it its creativity. You're going to give it its spark. You're going to give it its life. Because the Empress gives birth to this new state of consciousness that is coming out of you, is ripening, is happening. So powerful right away. It's like, wow, this is really your full moon. And then comes you. Here you are, right, as a court card, because these four state of consciousness are not connecting to any zodiac sign. After the Empress comes the Emperor, which is Aries. So here you come, and you know all of a sudden, yeah, Age of Aquarius, I'm coming. I am using you. In a good way, of course. I'm using you to use the star, which is the sun, which is this dwarf star, and I'm using that. I'm using and I'm helping you to empower you, my dear Aquarius. I am here for you. And so you will take that path forward, because then comes Aries, the Emperor, the 6 of Cups. Childhood memories will come up by knowing so deeply that the work continues. It's not like, oh, now we're done and everything is happy and peaceful. No. The dualities are working in this dimension, and so you got to learn to realize that Sun in Scorpio is bringing up deep emotional memories of a childhood, however happy that childhood was. You're gonna have to look at it and see yourself, what is it that made your childhood so special? And even maybe so not so special, right? To recognize that from an advantage point of view, which is the perspective of the Age of Aquarius, which is up here. So we are almost like in an eagle position looking down at this time. You maybe understand deeply what responsibility you are working on, because the Emperor is responsibility. Take responsibility of the four corners of the square of the material world. And then I'm going to put you away. Comes on the position of the Hierophant, which is Taurus, justice. Then you recognize justice is something that's also sitting between two gray pillars. And the two gray pillars are the black and white pillars from the High Priestess. But she put herself in the center, and she knows exactly how to work duality, how to work black and white. So there's a contrast. She knows contrast is needed for us to learn to grow, even though sometimes things are very difficult and sometimes things are very beautiful. You recognize that Sun in Scorpio, Scorpio is a transformation, a deep sexual transformation as well. And the 6 is self-love in the transformation that comes through studying further the scriptures, the holy books, the question of life, the question of why am I existing, why am I here, and then teaching that to others. On the position of Gemini, the lovers, the self-love, comes the 8 of Pentacles, Sun in Virgo. Then you work on loving yourself further and deeper, and recognize that deep within you all the answers lies. And that's the success that is making the mastery from within something that occupies you, because that mastery from within is going to help you to see that you are going to be in the dark of the Age of Aquarius. But you don't have to be afraid of that, because you see, you create mastery, and you create that mastery deep within yourself as that number 6, and then comes the 8. The 8 is then connected to your 8, and of course the 8 of Aquarius, right? The card number 17, the 1, the Magician that you had on the High Priestess, and the 7, which is the success. You create success in being in harmony from deep within, from a spiritual place. And of course, then you can really love yourself and continue working on yourself, loving yourself. On the position of Cancer, the Chariot, card number 7, comes the 6 of Swords. And the 6 of Swords is Mercury in Aquarius, and so Aquarius is going to directly bring you and give you the information that you need to learn more. So it's also that you're looking slightly over to this symbolism of Aleister Crowley. And this is not the cross, this is the square. So if we open a box, we have the upper side, sides, and this is the top. And so the material world will be conquered by studying more, by recognizing the number 6, and the 6 as the self-love that you're working on and continue to work on and become successful. Go straight out, connect to the third eye and connect to the star, which is above Cancer, and go out and learn and study more about the mystery of life. On the position then of Leo comes here the messenger of water. This is Pisces. This is the Knight of Cups. A true love that you will bring to the world, because now she's facing the right spinning path, and here comes the seahorse, which is the only male that gives birth to the babies. And then you can recognize that there is hope in the male, because the male is what gives us sometimes the difficulty, the fire, right? That intensity that the male brings, which you have deep within you. You have that male energy in you. And then you can recognize that male energy and see also that there is a loving side to that male side. And this is where you learn to love everything about you, and then go about into the world and show the world, hey, I did it. And it was difficult, but I did it. And here comes help through Pisces. The age of Pisces was there to teach you all of that, to teach you that the path of love is the only path really worth going. Then comes on the position of Virgo, which is the identity that we're looking for, the 7 of coins, the 7 of Pentacles. And the 7 of Pentacles is Saturn in Taurus. And Saturn in Taurus is have a deeper look at why are you, as you can see, in a situation where you have to reevaluate yourself. And this is Salvador Dali. And I want you to read what he has said to this card. Balance sheet. Whether mountain of hardships and sorrows is already behind us or still to be climbed, this card is all about reviewing results and determining new goals. Are we satisfied with the results of past efforts? Are we happy about the way we have achieved our goals? Our results are the mirror of our lives. Emotional and mental clarity are only of value if put to good use. The fruits of our efforts will only make us happy and satisfied if we relate to them as true expressions of our authentic selves. Facing contradictions offers a special chance to contemplate the self and to be contemplative. We will gain our own measure and recognize our true talents only by evaluating our own experiences. Every one of us possesses special talents. Talent is not something exotic but shows itself in always mastering the next step and accomplishing the tasks of your daily life in your own way and according to your own standards. Together, the 8 and the 7 is a 15, which then becomes a 6. The 15 is Capricorn, and the 6 is Gemini, the lovers. There are objective matters that you will only be able to solve by realizing your own destiny, your own purpose in life, your own individuality. Each success will confirm that you are indeed on the right track. But even failures are important if they reveal to you what is not your purpose in life and not your destiny. So the practical advice: in your current situation, you are called upon to look for signs and interpret them. Sometimes even stumbling blocks can give you important clues. Search and find until you see clearly. If you can find your own measure, you will grow with your tasks and your task will grow with you. Now this is the Death of the Virgin, Musée du Louvre in Paris, Caravaggio, born Michelangelo, Merici. So have a look, right, at the work you've been doing. So together then the 15 is the devil, this attachment, the 1, the magician that you have on the position of the high priestess, and the 5, which is always those tests, the tests of the 5 senses of this dimension. And here you are called upon to see that money is always a test. Money attracts people, and money brings then this kind of powerful information to you. Then on the position of the Wheel of Fortune comes the number 17, Miss Sunshine. Then you know that you don't have to fear the Age of Aquarius at all, because you are going to be Miss Sunshine, the number 17, the number 8. You're going to be understanding the wheel or the quiz of life. Right? The Wheel of Fortune brings then this information to you that you are the sun. No matter what, you go through all the zodiac signs in a way, because you are very closely connected with the sun. And so you don't have to fear now to be in the shadow for the next 2,150 years, because you are Miss Sunshine and you are yourself connected through the Age of Aquarius, the new age that is coming. Then on the position of Justice, which came on the position of the Hierophant, right, comes here the 6 of Swords again. And so the 6 of Swords came on Cancer, the learning, successful in the learning, and now not only successful but really righteous and centered. And the word justice, of course, is a man-made word, and we only have chaos and order in nature, and we humans wanted to create justice. And justice is here, and justice is not something that we can define truly, because in the end these lessons also need to be lived. Even terrible lessons need to be lived, and you have then the freedom to liberate yourself. You have then the freedom to become the sun yourself, which is your energy source anyway, right? So you have the power deep within to learn. And then, of course, this 6-6 portal with the coins, the 15 coins here, right? And the 15 coins then creates a 6. So, in a way, you have a 666 portal already, right? But very powerful to see that you have twice the 6 of Swords. That's why I'm doing different decks on different decks, so that I can see if something comes up twice. I can see how powerful that meaning is behind it, right? The power behind it is that you recognize learning and mentally now adapt yourself to an air sign, which is where the sun is going, in an air sign. And so the knowledge and the information is the most important thing now in this new age. This age is all about, do you know how things work? And if you know, then you can liberate yourself on the position then of the Hangman, which is a liberation as well, which is a change, which is a shift, comes the Lemurian crystal, the number 30, the 3 and the 0. And you don't have a 3 here. And the 3 is then on the position of the Empress, the Age of Aquarius, and on the position of the Fool, the foolishness to give in to this age, because then you have 3 keys, 1, 2, 3, and the 4th key you have to find deep within. You have 3 keys that give you the power of the Lemurian information. Maybe you are part of the Lemurian tribe, and so here the information comes. Have a look into what the Lemurian message is wanting to bring to you, because it's speaking very clearly to you, because then on the position of Scorpio comes the 4 of Wands, which is then, here you have 1, 2, 3, but the 4th key here is in the center, it's in the heart that you have to find. And so then you can act, then you can go out. Then this is Venus in Aries, and on Aries you have the 6 of Cups. Then you can find what happened in your childhood. Then you can see, and you can see that there is this circle, this beautiful orb, and in the center of the orb there is the key to your success, to your completion, to the 4, because the 4 is responsibility, to take responsibility, right? The Aries energy, the responsibility to know all the secrets deep down in your childhood, to take responsibility of that, and then shift, right? Because this is coming on the position of Scorpio, and Scorpio's horse is facing the right spinning path, the human path. Then you can go out into the world and actually create a change. On the position of Temperance, which is Sagittarius, comes the pierced shield, the Tower. These are native Indian cards, and the pierced shield is actually helping you now to recognize, because this is the card number 14, which then creates a 5, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and there is the 5th one, and you have the shield that is shielding you. The 16 creates a 7, and it's shielding you from things like this, what I read to you from Salvador Dali, the evaluation of your work, of all that you have done. Recognize that, even though if you get attacked one more time, it's important that you work through that, because things come and go. That's what life is all about. But you have a guardian angel that is supporting you with this Tower, with this shift, with this change that is coming, so that you can continue, right, being empowered and strong. Because then on the position of the Devil, the Capricornian energy, comes the Ace of Pentacles, the new money, the new beginning, the connection to a wholly new beginning, the financial beginning that makes your money be worth on a whole different level. Because the Devil, which was the number 15, and we had 15 coins, which then became the number 6, right? So the self-love is then not defined by how much money you make. The self-love is then something that you are recognizing you've worked hard on, right? And you evaluated on it, And now you can recognize, yes, I am able to create new money. Money that is not attaching me to the material world, but to the spiritual world, because the liberation comes here through the third eye. The third eye that is always asking you to recognize deep within the love. When you look at this, right, the love that has come on your position, right, the love that is then coming out through the third eye. It's really clear, right? And of course, I see now the 6-6 portal. And the 6-6 portal is that the more you learn, the more you recognize all the things back then in the days you want to learn and you want to overcome certain attachments of Sun in Scorpio, because Sun in Scorpio, right, is, like I said, the Scorpio energy now bringing the 4 of Wands to you. And the Sun in Scorpio is like taking action for your centeredness, for the way you're feeling. Very, very important. And so the new money is coming, and she looks like a star, right? The position of the star in the new age of Aquarius, you're going to make new money, and this money is going to be a spiritual money. Money that has no negativity attached to it anymore. And then on the position of the Tower, right? The Tower is that shake-up, comes the spider, the new network that you're working with, because the old one had to leave. And the Tower is the number 16, which then becomes a 7. And the Tower, as we know here, you recognize the 7 here, that you looked at the Tower, that you recognize that came here as that shield that protected you, that you have worked deeply on yourself so that you can now start a whole new network of work. And this is what the Tower is bringing to you. Start working like the spider, because the spider is quite empowering when we read it. Creator of prosperity through life's work and dharma. Appreciative, enthusiastic, and prosperous. So, as you can see, then you are going to be prosperous, because here then you're holding the money as that center, and out of that one coin, the holy coin, the Ace of Coin, you are going to create a new network of people, and that network is all yours. And then on the position of the star of Aquarius comes Scorpio, the death itself. Then you have really freed yourself. Then you have liberated yourself. Look at that. You're looking at that. And out of that grows now out from deep within. And it's almost like there is an anatomical understanding of transformation and the butterfly. She looks at the butterfly, but also she sees the new network that she has created, and she's looking actually at the right spinning path, right? And then the 13 becomes a 4. And so the 4-4 portal is speaking about be creative in the way you're taking responsibility for the things that are happening in your life. Very clearly, right? What is happening in your life? And that what do you want to let go of? Sun in Scorpio on the position of the Emperor. What is your responsibility to truly let go so that you can transform yourself? And look how beautiful the flowers from deep within. And it's really interesting. The person that I know, the Leo that I know, she does embodied anatomy, and there is the picture for her that Aquarius wants to bring to you. He wants to show you, or Aquarius wants to show you, now you truly transformed. Now you truly created a new network. And here you are living it. And then on the position of the moon, which is in your sign, right? The desire to come out of this deep subconscious, which is in Leo. Leo, the game of, or the thrones, the Game of Thrones, or the crown game, right use of power. Then you understand that love is the only way to hold power, because then you have the 8 number here. And that is where you want to evolve into, to use the right use of power. Because of the number 8, because you have on the position of the Empress, you have the Age of Aquarius. And the Age of Aquarius is going to transform you profoundly, deeply, so that you can become you, that you can also be naked, that you can just be like Pisces, love and give love and share the love infinitely, because that's what the card is. The number is above your head, the number infinite, the 8. And then on the position of the Sun, look at her, she's dancing, she's liberated, she is free, she's like, that's it, this is my time, even though it's in the Age of Aquarius, right? It's the Age of Aquarius, the Age of Aquarius, and the Age of Aquarius is going to liberate you. And it's going to help you to hear the sound of music, the joy. Number 25, the voice, the speaking your word. Number 25, another 7, right? Because then you have recognized the 7, and you have recognized this 7, and you have recognized in general that things have happened to you, but that's okay. That's, you recognize more that that's necessary, because then we can evolve, then we can grow. And this is where now the Aquarius, the Age of Aquarius that came up, is speaking to you, transformed so much that all your inner organs have become flowers, and now you can really dance that out, and give to the people the hope and the message of the 2, which is the High Priestess, the Magician, right? And the 3, where the Empress, the Age of Aquarius came up. And then, we're getting there, 2 more, comes the Guardian Angel, the wake-up call, a deep, deep wake-up call, one more time before completely you have made this round, this soul round, right? And she's facing the human path. Comes this card, then fear speaks to you one more time. Then you got to look at fear one more time, and it says, if you want to be free of fears and phobias, then you have to understand why they exist and make peace with them. The number 1. The number 1. The number 11. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 times the 1, 5 times the 1. I mean, then it is you recognizing your mission, or the quiz of life, or that you are the sun, that you are the 17, that you have a 1717 portal with Aquarius, that you are deeply tied to Aquarius, that you deeply need to trust now, and that fear is not an option anymore, because then on the position of the world comes the 10 of Cups. Then you can show the world that you have Mars in Pisces, that you have overcome any fear, that you are really dancing, and that fear is also a dance that is sometimes testing us. Then you have a 1, 1, right? Because the 10 becomes a 1. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times the 1. And last time you had 6 times the 6. Now you have 6 times the 1, and you're liberating yourself. You are freeing yourself from fear, from things that have pushed you, have made you also grown, and liberate you in this full moon, and seeing deeply within the transformation through Aquarius that is giving you the full blast, the full light into, yes, I want to be love. I want to transform. I want to recognize the wild side. I also want to recognize the sexual energy that this lion is representing. And I want to recognize that the Age of Aquarius is pushing me to be my greatest, deepest love and self-love. And I worked on it, right? You really worked on it. You studied as much as you could. Yeah, you had the 8, and you have here an 8, 8, 8 portal. You study deeply to be happy and to be a star and to be the sun and to be really now an inspiration for this new age, right? A true inspiration that is bringing this energy here to us, the happiness, the enjoyment, the 10 of Cups. I mean, what else do you want, right? That's it. You are working clearly, deeply on yourself, and then you understand that 17 cups, that the Age of Aquarius, you give birth to the Age of Aquarius, right? Magically, you give birth to the Age of Aquarius by self-love, by loving yourself. That's the title. Wow, so beautiful. And then, of course, you recognize the connection of the 0 in the 10, the Fool that is standing here and saying, I did it. I did make that jump, and I'm really proud of myself. Wow, I hope I see you in the next one, because the Earth is spinning in such a way that we see behind the Sun the constellation Pisces. You have Mars in Pisces, and of course you have this extreme happiness, but also on the position of the Moon comes here, which is Pisces, the crown games. Just remember that. So that's gonna be the message in the next reading. But I also just wanna add really that here we have the 8, 4 times 8 portal. And I just want to show you that the Age of Aquarius is bringing the sunshine out of you. You worked hard enough on it to now be a master, and a master is the only one that can now control the right use of power, because power is something that really plays with us, and you're the only one, because you are the strength and you have had Pisces on your position. That's why the next reading, Pisces is already speaking to you. You're gonna be getting quite a big, powerful message through that. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. I wish you a beautiful full moon ceremony. Namaste.